Hi, I am Muhammad Faiz bin Zulkifli. I will be presenting about industry analysis, financial needs, and overview of competition for our product. So the first is industry analysis. A compound annual growth rate of 16.4% for market online education, Malaysia online education market, and this shows us that it will increase annually. The second is a total of 1.32 million students pursue their tertiary education. This gives us a hint that the upcoming generation, which is our potential customers, that is secondary or primary student, are in a great number. Lastly is many tuition class that already exist in Malaysia. This shows that Malaysian parent are really concerned about their children education. This will give us the the confidence in our app to be released in Malaysia.
So, for customer needs, it provides the services for study skills. It is to ensure the student having better study skills for learning process. Next, for homework assistance, by recruiting experienced tutors from entire world to assist students on solving homework questions systematically that given by teachers. Next, for test preparation, it provides students by delivered tutorial question especially from past year paper to mimic the same strategies to be used in the test and examination. So for marketing strategies, our tutor app will be advertised with content of the tutor services. There are two ways of accessing the tutor app, either online or via download from website. The major users of this app are parents, students themselves to improve their knowledge about their learning process. The tutor service app also will save users time on finding a suitable tutor regarding on the desired subject.
Hello, my name is Haris Molinari, and I will be discussing the business model of my group's company. My company will have a subscription-based business model, meaning that the customer will have to subscribe to our services on a monthly basis and will be invoiced as so. The value proposition of this business model is that we aim to provide a reliable source of information and education through the employment of trained educators who experience in their respective fields. So, for example, if the tuition is about science, we will have a formally educated teacher to teach the class. Next up is the target market, which are obviously students, commonly aged between 7 to 17 years old, meaning that we cater to the whole primary and secondary schools students. Next, we have the competitive advantage of that since we are young entrepreneurs, myself, Mio, and Faiz are all young entrepreneurs, we are aware of the needs of the students, meaning that we understand how the students think, how the students behave, and how they are able to absorb the information that is provided by our educators. Next is the cost structure, is that the customers are invoiced monthly on a monthly basis, meaning that they are only invoiced for the subjects that they would like to learn. And last but not least is the profit margin, meaning that we have a relatively medium profit margin of about 10%, since the main aim of this business is to educate students, educate the younger generation, rather than for financial gain.
So the last one from me, overview of the competition. So the first point is approximately more than 2,000 officially registered tuition centers, and second, they also have unregistered tuition business centers. These are our main competitors in this industry. The third is tuition class from the school, which is the compulsory, basically compulsory for the student to attend sometimes. And lastly, competition in promoting our app in social media and website. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
However, there are three risk factors of conducting the tutor app. First of all is technical issues. Students with bad internet connection tend to gain much drawbacks from online tutor services. Next, too many distractions. Student and tutor both could have many distractions when conducting services and they could hear someone walking or chit-chatting through the speakers. For the last one, which is privacy, some might experience privacy data leakage such as name, age, phone number when there is a hacking scenario happens through website.
Okay, next for the financial needs, our product is the first one technician for software if there is online problems. Second is platform to promote the app, which is we targeted to use the Google app or the website online. And the third is starter money to hire up tutors to try the app. And lastly, fees to data security to secure our user data.
Next is the implementation plan. The company plans to focus its investments on the employment of experienced tutors. For example, graduates from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris UPSI, which is a teachers college, holds accreditation in formal education to ensure that the future of students are taught according to the latest education system set by the Ministry of Education Malaysia MOE. And this is very important since we tutors aim to add on to what the students learn in class during their school sessions, and it is important that both what they learn in school as well as what they are tutored in both make sense and are able to be um, the students can understand how they mesh together. Secondly, it is mainly focusing on online tutoring, which means that a reliable platform will be need to be set up before any tutoring starts, and this is also a vital step for our company since we plan to be a fully online company, and this means that a reliable source of information, and a reliable platform for the students to learn on is a key component to our implementation plan. All right, last but not least is the financial projection of my company. The company aims to increase its profit margin by 2 to 3% per annum yearly, since research has shown that all major company trend sectors are migrating to online platforms, and this includes the Khan Academy, etc. In addition to this, the coronavirus COVID pandemic has accelerated the pace of which a company is required to transition to the online platforms, and this is to keep pace with the economic trends. As my colleague Faiz has talked in the slide previously, 16% of increase per annum, if I'm not mistaken, for the educational sector is vital for us to understand this market, and a 2 to 3% increase in profit per annum is a viable objective. And like I said in this second slide, coronavirus COVID pandemic has actually increased the pace of which a company is required to transition. And since we are already planning to be an online company, this has no problem with us, meaning that we're already a step off the curve. Uh, and finally, just a little explanation on our financial projection. We are aiming to get this 2 to 3% per annum um, projection within the 5 years. So that means each year 2 to 3%. And this hopefully is what we are going to do with the help of obviously the grants from the governments, the support from our stakeholders, as well as our financial advisors.